Guys. Hey guys. I just thought I would do a little bit of random rambling this morning. You know how we're supposed to put on Christ, right? We are to count our own righteousness as dung. Well, how can we put on Christ if we're already clothed in our own righteousness? Right? How can we, because putting on Christ is just another way of saying reckon on your identification with Christ. That's just another way of saying reckon on your death in Christ. But if I have failed to reckon my righteousness and my righteous works and my righteous efforts as dung, if I have failed to reckon on my righteousness being nothing more than filthy rags, then I haven't put off my own righteousness so that I could put on Christ. I'm not turning it into a work. I'm not trying to make it sound like a work. It's not a work. It's a mindset. It's by faith putting on Christ. You could be saved. If you believe the gospel, you're saved, you're saved, you're saved. There's nothing going to change that ever. But you could be saved, but fail to, or I should say, you could be saved, but yet at the same time not consider your own righteousness as dung when it comes to works sanctification. And so you're trying, because you got saved and because you believe the gospel, you're trying to do this and don't do that, and then you will grow in Christ and you'll become, your walk with Christ will get closer. Well, that's not true. It's Christ, period. It's only Christ. It's not don't do this and do that. It's not a formula. It's not 1 + 1 = 2. It's 1 = 1 = 1. It's Christ. It's Christ. It's Christ. And it's only Christ. And it will always only be Christ because it's only ever been Christ. See what I'm saying? So if it's Christ, and that's how then there's room for nothing. And there's no room for my own attempted righteousness. There's no room for my own preconceived notions. There's no room for me. So in order for me to grow in the knowledge of Christ, and in order for me to grow in identification truths, and in order for me to grow in deeper layers of knowledge of what Christ's death, burial, and resurrection, according to the scriptures, has accomplished for me, I have to reckon on my death in Christ because I died in Christ. Yet, nevertheless, I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. So, if I'm not, I must consider my own attempts at righteousness as filthy rags. I must consider it dung in order for me to put on Christ. Because if I'm wearing my own attempts for righteousness, there's no room for me to put on Christ. Does that make sense? Anyway, all right, I hope that blesses y'all. All right, be blessed.